Okay, I'm going to hook up these powered speakers to my computer. These are Klipsch the 6's powered speakers. Now, the pro to having powered speakers is the speakers come with a built-in amplifier, so you don't need an external amplifier like a audio video receiver. It's just a plug-and-play solution. It's all in one. So that's the benefit to having powered speakers. So there's 4 different ways to connect these powered speakers to my computer. There's 2 different ways to do an analog input, which means that my computer is going to do the digital to analog converting. It's going to do all the processing. And then there's also 2 digital methods to connect, which means all the sound information is going to become digital out to the speakers, and then the DAC in the powered speakers are going to do all the digital to analog converting, all the sound processing. So if you have just motherboard audio, which I assume most people use, it's going to be better to go digital out of your computer and digital in to your powered speaker and use the DAC that's in here. I have a good sound card, so if you have a good sound card, you can use the analog output of your sound card and go analog in if you like. Analog meaning that this does all the work, sends the signal, bypasses the DAC in here and just gets amplified in here. If you don't have an onboard sound card, just go digital, because if you're using your motherboard analog out, that means your motherboard sound card is going to be doing all the processing, digital analog converting, and it's taking resources away from the computer. And it also probably just isn't going to sound as good as if you had internal sound card or the DAC on here. The DAC in powered speakers are pretty good. If you're spending good money, which I did on these speakers, this is going to come with a good DAC. But I'll go over all the ways I connect. So first, let's connect analog from the computer to the speakers. There's 2 different ways. There's the RCAs or just the line, just the auxiliary. They're both the same thing. The difference between aux and the RCA is that these 2 just get connected into one cable. So I could go this way. These are the 2 connections. Like this will go into my computer and then this will go into there. But this way simpler, because it's got both left and right channels in one cable. So I'll go from my sound card. Sound card's doing all the work in this connection because I'm sending analog out into my analog input. Make sure I got the right input selected. And that's the first way of connecting these powered speakers. So that's one way of connecting them. I'm not going to show you this way because it's the exact same thing as this, just a different connection. I'm going to take that out. Now I'm going to connect the digital ways. I like digital, especially optical. If you're just doing 2-channel, optical is probably your best way to go. Connect that to my optical out of my sound card, and if you don't have a sound card, just go optical out of your motherboard, digital. Now my computer, whether it's the sound card or the motherboard, isn't doing any of the digital analog converting. Now it's coming all digital out, going into the DAC in here. This is going to do all the work and all the amplification. So select the right input. Digital. And then SP-diff out. SP-diff out, and that's it. Now I'm running digital using optical. out of my computer into the speakers, into the DAC. Just want to test the sound here, make sure it's working. Select digital in my sound card. Looks good. Let's put a YouTube video on. Black Panther. So that's digital. The benefit to digital over optical is that when I connect analog, where the sound card is doing all the processing or the motherboard audio is doing all the processing, I get a lot of noise and I get a lot of hissing coming out of my speakers. Somebody said in one of my videos that that's because my sound card needs to be pulled out a little bit. It's just creating a lot of interference. But I like digital because a digital signal won't get any interference because it's all digital. And I don't get any of that hissing when I do digital. Now the last way I'll show you is just USB if you have a USB input on your powered speakers. USB, it's the same thing as digital. I guess digital optical is better than a USB digital, but I'm not going to notice any difference. All the digital stuff is coming out of the USB, out of the computer, bypassing all the sound cards and everything, going into the DAC via USB, still a digital signal. This is doing all the work, doing all the digital to analog converting, getting sent to the amplifier that's in there as well. Select the right input, USB. Okay, it's saying SP diff. I don't know, is USB also SP diff? Let's just unplug the optical. Yeah, my input's USB.
Experience the movie event.
That's it.